You're watching How to Get Gold in Your IPPT by Asian Aesthetics. If you have ever served NS, you will have heard of the term IPPT, and it is the largest annual struggle for every serviceman. In contrary to popular belief, IPPT Gold is not such a difficult task to achieve. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So the parameters are as follows. There are three basic stations. The first is the push-up station, and there are 25 points allocated to it. The second is the sit-up station, where there are also 25 points allocated. And the third station is the 2.4 kilometer run with a whopping 50 points allocated to it. So as you can see, it is of double importance to each of the first two static exercises. Thus, there should be more importance placed on that third station. Well, since there are 50 points allocated to the 2.4 kilometer run, if you do well in it, you'll get twice as many points. And if you don't do as well, you'll lose twice as many points. So regardless, you must do well in this component in order to get gold. Best example being, if you can't run below 11 minutes and 40 seconds, even with static exercises being 60 repetitions each, you will still fall below the 85 points that is required. So now that I've covered the parameters of this test, I will discuss the training variables that I always manipulate to ensure that I can get gold. This is a tried and tested method which many of my friends have asked me before, and of which many have benefited from. So there are two variables that I always manipulate when I prepare for my IPPT. First being speed, and the second being volume. So for the static exercises, how do I gauge my speed? Simply put, I split it to the time constraint of 30 seconds for each of the two exercises, and I'll do them throughout the day. No more than 5 or 6 times. So once I progress to the stage where I can do 40 repetitions in 30 seconds, I know for sure personally that I can produce 60 repetitions in 1 minute. And for volume, I will do these on alternate days. So some days I will do speed, which is 30-second push-ups, and on the alternate day I would just maybe set a goal of 200 or 300 push-ups, and then I'll just hit it within that day. That is to help the end part of my static exercises so that I don't fatigue out as quickly. Moving on to the third station, the run. How do I manipulate speed? I'll do 10 by 100s, or I will do 400-meter runs around the stadium near my house. Why? Very simple. IPPT is also done in a stadium, so getting used to that surrounding makes me more comfortable before I do it. I will set a timing of 1 minute 30. I'll go for one round, and then I will rest for 30, go for another round, repeat that 6 times, and then I'll slowly progress towards about 125. That's when I know I can hit about 10, 20 for my run, and that's more than enough to get gold. And with 10 to 20 for the 3 attempts that I've taken, which have all been gold, that has been more than enough. So there really isn't a need to run 8 or 9 minutes to get gold unless you're chasing for the Commandos or NDU gold standard, which is 90 points. Now that you know which training variables to manipulate, you have to set yourself a realistic time frame in which you can achieve these goals and targets. For me personally, it's normally about 8 or 9 days, but that's because I still do exercise year round. If you're not very active, you might want to go for 3 or 4 weeks, or maybe 1 to 2 months, depending on your fitness level. Make sure it's progressive and allow enough rest between the days. And before I forget, a final pro tip on the day that I always like to do, similar to what I did in my athletic days. I would eat either a banana or a muesli bar, as it's just good natural energy that will fuel your body for the next hour or so during the test. I hope this video will help you achieve gold, but more importantly to improve your health and fitness. Do share and like this video with your fellow national servicemen if it has been beneficial to you. Have a nice day.